Westward bound, there's a happy road a-winding. It's the trail the sun travels down. There'll be skies of blue and somebody waiting for you just to make your dreams all come true. In your heart there will be a song and you'll sing as you go along. For when you're westward bound, there's a happy road a-winding. It's the trail the sun travels down. West is the best place to be, out where the wind's blowing free, where there's wide open spaces and smiling faces. That's the place for me. For when you're westward bound, there's a happy road a-winding. It's a trail the sun travels down. There'll be skies of blue and somebody waiting for you just to make your dreams all come true. In your heart there will be a song and you'll sing as you go along. For when you're westward bound, there's a happy road a-winding. It's a trail the sun travels down.
Need some help, Cannonball?
I say I need some help. Dadgummit, all I do around is play nursemaid to these hammerheads. It's getting so every time a fly bites me, I think I got a tail and start switching it at him. Well, this ain't no laughing matter, and especially you, fat boy.
I don't know for sure, but I don't think Mom's gonna like this.
Did that come out of you?
Take it easy, Cannonball. Captain Randall thought you liked horses, or he wouldn't have made you stable boy.
Stable boy? Listen here, I'm the best Indian scout and tracker in Arizona, and the closest I ever come around here to being a ranger is rubbing down these horses' legs. Well, I tell you, it ain't right, Captain.
You couldn't track a steak from a frying pan to the supper table.
That's the truth. The last time he went down to the horse pasture to round up the horses, he let a cat chase him up a tree.
You cowpokes makes me sick. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If the captain let me bet my salary, I bet I could find a hideout of these renegades that's been robbing this territory blind and making these rangers ride themselves skinny. Bet you that much.
Maybe you'll get that chance before long, Cannonball. They've got us dwindled down now to a force of 2 rangers and a stable boy. And if Lucky Saunders and his brother don't report soon, we're going to have to go out and bury them.
Well, they've been going more than a week, and that's a pretty bad sign, Captain.
Lucky told Jane Andrews that he wouldn't be back till he found that gang's hideout.
But he shouldn't have taken his kid brother with him. Rod hasn't had enough experience dealing with killers.
Lucky will take care of him, all right.
But if anything happens to Rod, it'll just about ruin Lucky.
Boy, sure will. You know that, Captain? He sure thinks a lot of his brother. You know, that's the reason why I wanted to be a ranger, so he can kind of watch over him, you know it?
Boy, oh boy, could I go for a big drink of cold water. My throat's so dry it feels like a gravel pit.
It's the price you pay for being a ranger. Thirst and hunger and cold and heat, you never know when you're going to get shot in the back.
That's what I like about it, Lucky. Plenty of excitement and action. Well, I mean by that I'd go stale if I was doing anything else. And look who's telling me to be careful. You know, you're turning into old man caution.
Yeah, well, that's why I've lived as long as I have. You know, if we run into this gang, I don't want you to take any chances.
Ah, don't worry about me. Besides, we've been out here now over a week. We haven't cut a single trip in their hideout.
Yeah, I know. You know, somebody's tipping them off. They seem to know every move we make. Every time the Rangers move in, they make a clean getaway.
Yeah. Hey, is that what made you change your course and head for the Golden Fleece mine?
Yeah, partially. The superintendent notified us he had a shipment of bullion. He wanted a little protection. We'll give it to him.
Water!
Come on. Oh, boy. Well, and then what? Well, I told everybody in town we wouldn't be anywhere near the mine. So in case they decide to raid it, we'd be on hand.
Oh, Lucky, I think you're wrong. I don't think they'd ever try to raid that mine.
Yeah, that's what you think. Come on.
You're right, Lucky.
What we've been waiting for. Come on.
Right? This kind of a job was made to order for us.
20,000 in gold bars in the super's office. Leave it to the boss to spot the big haul.
If it wasn't for him keeping a close tab on those Rangers, we wouldn't be able to get away with this.
Come on, let's rush him.
Here, Odin. You boys get the horses. You boys head for the hideout. Me and Logan will stop him.
Go get him, Lucky.
I'll be right back, Clyde. Let's get out of here.
Did you get any of them, Lucky?
No. Hang on, kid, and I'll have you into the doctors in a jiffy.
No, Lucky. Not this time. It was a lot of fun while it lasted, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you in the lurch now.
Always kidding, ain't you?
Yeah. Yeah, always kidding. I wonder if they have any rangers where I'm going.
Howdy, Mr. Andrews. Miss Jane.
Hello, Rankin. How's the mining business these days?
Oh, fair, considering that the mine operators are getting too scared of that outlaw gang to take out much rich ore.
It's getting pretty bad when honest men have to quit doing business to keep from being robbed. Even Janie here is feeling it.
What makes you say that, Dad?
Well, the way that gang's been keeping Lucky riding lately, you haven't had a date in almost a month.
Well, I'm beginning to think the only way to protect us here in Painted Ridge is to organize a Citizens Defense League.
Hey, that's a good idea, Rankin. And you'd be just the man to handle it.
Why, you don't think that they dare raid Painted Ridge here with the ranger headquarters in town, do you?
Well, you never can tell.
Then we'll organize like you suggested. And you can figure on us cattlemen backing you to the limit.
Well, that's fine. Bye.
So long, Rankin.
Dad, look. Here comes Lucky with something's happened to Rod.
Come here, quick, Captain!
That's the 4th Ranger killed in as many weeks. Let's go down to headquarters and see what happened.
What happened, Lucky?
They got Rod.
I'm sorry, Lucky.
Gave his life in the line of duty, Captain.
How'd it happen?
Well, we ran into the gang at Golden Fleece Mine. We were outnumbered, and before we could do anything about it, they bushwhacked us. Captain, somebody in Painted Ridge is tipping off that gang to Ranger movements and gold shipments.
What makes you say that?
Because the superintendent of the mine asked for a little protection. When we got there, the mine had been raided and he'd been killed.
You Rangers ought to admit your inability to cope with this situation.
Maybe you could do better, Rankin.
That wouldn't be hard.
We've been making a lot of mysterious trips out into the hills lately.
There's no law against a man riding, is there?
No, but when a mining man like you makes trips out to the Lost Hills where there isn't any mines, he doesn't ride out there for the sightseeing.
A mining man goes where his business calls him.
Yeah, and what business you got in the Lost Hills?
What do you think? You seem to know all the answers.
I think that's where the gang's hiding out. I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't the one that was tipping them off.
Hold it, Lucky. Hold it. You shouldn't make statements like that, Lucky, unless you can back them up.
Maybe I can sometime.
The Rangers can no longer protect us or themselves from the lawlessness sweeping this territory. We'll show them how to do it. Before we're through, we'll show that it could be the Rangers themselves that are causing all this raiding.
Why, I'll knock your teeth down your throat.
This ain't helping matters. You're all upset.
You'll be a lot more upset when the governor hears of this and asks for your badges. Mr. Andrews, if I were you, I'd go right ahead with organizing that Citizens Defense League.
Hello, Rankin.
Howdy, boys. Say, I thought I told you to stop wearing my clothes. Take off that vest.
It was laying around. I didn't think you'd need it anymore.
Hereafter, leave my things alone. You've already lost one of the silver buckles. Well, you made it mighty unhealthy for yourselves by killing off that ranger today.
What's a ranger, more or less?
He happened to be Lucky Saunders' kid brother, and Saunders is on the warpath. I'd hate to be in your boots if he finds out who did the killing.
He couldn't find his hideout in 100 years. With you tipping us off to Ranger movements, we can keep out of their way.
You didn't dodge him today.
You told us he wouldn't be anywhere near the Golden Fleece mine. How were we to know Saunders would trick you into believing we'd be someplace else?
Well, we've got to be more careful from here on. We can't rely on information about the Rangers' movements. We'd have to start out for one place and end up in another.
If I know anything about Lucky Saunders, he'll make it tough for us now.
If he gets in my way, he'll get a dose of what his kid brother got.
You keep out of his way, Drag. He's dynamite. Where's the bullion from the mine? Well, a few more big hauls like this and we'll strike at Painted Ridge for a cleanup. Melt up into $20 slugs, Rogan, and have them ready for me the next time I come out.
What do you want us to do in the meantime?
I heard the Wells Fargo agent say the next stage to Painted Ridge will be carrying 10,000 cash consigned to the bank in town.
It's as good as in the pocket right now.
Take it when the stage reaches the top of Comanche Pass. The horses will be tired and you won't have any trouble.
Now, supposing we run into some Rangers.
You won't. Painted Ridge will be too busy attending young Saunders' last ride to be thinking about us.
The sky's overcast at the old ranger post. The skies have been gray all day. The flags have met at the old ranger post. A ranger is riding up the way, riding for the last duty call from the greatest ranger of them ranger post to ride with the rangers on high. In that last outpost in the sky.
Lucky, would you untie this thing about to choke me to death?
That's all there is to it.
Where you going, Lucky?
I'm going out to get the man that killed my brother.
Not today.
Every minute wasted grieving means that much longer for that gang to terrorize the countryside. You know, Cannonball, men like that take advantage of a day like this. Probably try another raid. That's why I'm going out. Hit the trail right now. And you're going with me.
You mean I'm going along with you, Lucky?
Sure. You're the best tracker in these parts, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, but I'm just a horse wrangler around here.
Not any longer. From now on, you're a full-fledged ranger.
Well, press my britches and call me a fashion plate. Old Cannonball Tail, a ranger at last. Now, in this big event, it behooves me to come well prepared. Crown me.
Been the captain's desk again, huh?
Ah, boy.
There you are. Come on, let's get your horse. Say, Cannonball,
Yes, sir?
if today's stage was carrying $10,000 in cash, where do you figure would be the best place to hold it up?
I wouldn't figure no place, Lucky. I'm not an outlaw. I'm a ranger. See my badge?
Yeah, I know, but today's stage is carrying $10,000 in cash, and if you were an outlaw, where do you figure would be the best place to grab it?
You mean just play like him?
Sure.
Well, I'd go up to the top of that Comanche Pass up there. You know, where the horses would be so tight they couldn't make a run for it then.
Always thought you'd make a good road agent.
Now, wait a minute, Lucky. I didn't say that I'd really do that.
What are you shouting about? If I were going to hold it up, that's what I'd do. That's probably what that gang would do, too, if somebody tipped them off about that money.
I know, but Comanche Pass is a long way from here.
We still got time to beat the stage there.
You mean stop it?
Sure.
What for? Lucky, you can't do that. Now, good gracious.
Can't I? I'm going to.
Hello, Lucky.
Time on the back, Cannonball.
That's up.
What's up?
We're not sure. Maybe nothing. We're expecting trouble. We may find it before we reach the top of the pass.
Road agents, eh?
Maybe. We'll be inside in case anything happens. Come on, Cannonball.
That's up.
No sign of them yet.
Well, if it's the way we figured it out, they gotta be up here soon, Lucky.
She's right on time. Joker's in this territory. He'll have to stay awake nights, so I'd smart the boss.
Yeah, but what about those two horses trailing that coach?
Oh, probably belong to a couple of cowhands hitching a ride in the town. You handle the team.
Right.
The rest of us will get the driver and the guard. Let's go.
Here they come.
Which side will you shoot on?
On the other side, no fire until they get closer.
I see my duty, and I'm going to do it.
Stop thinking and really get one.
Quit thinking.
Yeah, why?
Got one.
That's Lucky Saunders in that coach.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
right, but Doc's in bad shape.
Better get him into town. See you later.
Sabotage. I wonder who put that tree there. I hate that Jasper sure as anything. Lucky myself get out of the stagecoach and we start taking after them. There's 8 of them. And we're going down the road like everything. All of a sudden, Lucky takes after one of them, hollers back at me and says, Cannonball, get the other 7. So I'm going down the road and I'm bumping them off round 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Got them all down to step 1. I want to bring him back alive. So I take my dadgum gun out my dadgum holster again and I bam, I let one spur go. Bam, I let another spur go. So I say, well, I might as well bring him back to the cabin alive. So I take my dadgum lasso, I tie it around the palmer, spin it around like this, just get ready to lay it over top of him when he catches on a tree and pulls me off my saddle.
Talk sense, man. Are you trying to tell me that you got really close to one of those killers?
Well, certainly I did, Captain. I'm telling you the truth, just sure as anything.
Where's Lucky?
Well, I don't know. I ain't seen high heaven since he took out that other outlaw. He might have got himself killed for all I know.
Hello, Bob. How'd you make out, Cannonball?
Well, he upped his chance to get his man, and by the looks of it, you did the same. What happened?
Well, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack looking for that gang in Lost Hills.
In other words, now you're admitting the impossible. What are we going to do about it? Let them laugh us out of town? Do you know that the people have formed a Citizens Defense League, and they're holding a meeting at 2:30 this afternoon?
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
We've lost their respect, Lucky. That gang has got to be smashed, and it's up to you to do it.
Look, if the governor doesn't think enough of the Rangers, let you hire a couple of more men, then it's his responsibility, not mine, because I'm getting tired trying to fight this whole gang alone.
Oh, you're getting tired of fighting it alone, are you?
That's right.
Maybe you'd rather join them if it get turning yellow.
Why,
Wait a minute, Lucky. You don't know what you're doing.
Don't I? My brother gave his life trying to follow out your orders, and if you think I'm going to do the same thing, you're crazy.
What about your oath?
Well, what about it? Governor doesn't have to ask for my badge because there it is.
What's the matter, Lucky?
You keep out of this, Cannonball. I'm fed up.
Gee, you must have lost your mind or something.
We'll see.
Gracious, tie me down a prairie hole. He must be gone plumb loco.
Cannonball, I want you to be at that citizens meeting. Keep your eyes and ears open and let it be known that Lucky's quit us.
I never knew Lucky to act like this before. Losing his brother must have his mind all twisted.
Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't.
my boots and saddle. Clear from Texas to Seattle, cactus honey, oh, there ain't nobody like my Tucson gal. She's got my old heart branded, lassoed and tied. Till I get her wedding banded, I won't be satisfied. Always dreaming of her, and I'll tell the world I love her, 'cause there ain't nobody like my Tucson gal. Lucky fella, she's my cactus Cinderella. Oh, there ain't nobody like my Tucson gal.
I just heard about your quitting your job with the Rangers. Why'd you do it, Lucky?
I guess a man can quit his job if he wants to, can't he?
I suppose so, but I never thought you were the type to run out on your friends.
I haven't got any friends.
Captain Randall's your friend. You can't blame him for what happened to Rod.
Let's leave Rod's name out of this.
What's come over you, Lucky? Won't you change your mind about quitting?
No, I'm through.
But you were in line for the captaincy when Randall retires this fall. Oh, you know how we plan to celebrate our wedding and your promotion at the same time.
That's all over now. I'm not looking out after anybody else but myself from now on. I'm tired of playing nursemaid to a bunch of yokels.
All right, Lucky, if that's the way you want it to be.
That's the way it's gotta be.
All right. Guess you know what's best. Talking to Lucky, I can't understand what's wrong with him.
Well, men are mighty funny critters sometimes, especially the young ones. You never can tell what they're gonna do. Well, it's about...
I warned you to keep away from my office.
Yeah, but I had to bring in these gold slugs.
Oh, yeah. Keep out of sight until the meeting's over. It's my chance to get in solid with the people here and get myself appointed captain of the Rangers.
That'd be something. We'd have this territory in our pocket for sure.
As soon as we get control of the law here, we'll make this town pay and pay plenty. Sit tight till I finish outside. Howdy, folks. Well, let's get right down to brass tacks. It's come to my attention that Lucky Saunders has quit the Rangers. Why? Because they can no longer cope with the lawlessness that's making this place unsafe to live in. What have they done to apprehend the men who attempted to hold up that stage? Nothing. And has anything been done to bring this gang to justice? No, the whole thing smacks of inefficiency.
Maybe you could do better if you was in Captain Randall's place.
I could, and what's more, I will when we force him into retirement. The job should be given to a younger, more intelligent man.
And just who do you think that man is?
Myself. And I'm offering my services for the good of the community only, with no thought of personal gain or glory, so that honest folks might continue to live here in complete security.
Oh, you'd have to hire an army to give them that.
The men I'd hire will show you how to conduct the law enforcement office.
Judging by some of the company you keep ranking, we'll have to hide our gold teeth to keep you from stealing from us.
If we can continue without any further interruption from a man probably sent here by Randall to heckle me, let me add...
It's Lucky. He's robbed the bank.
The whole Ranger outfit is crooked. Stop it!
Come on, boys. We gotta see that Lucky gets a square deal.
What's up?
Saunders held up the bank and grabbed the money that came in on that stage. This is a perfect setup for us to take over here and get the money at the same time. Go with that posse and get it. Bring him back dead or alive. We'll show the governor what kind of rangers he has out here.
Hey, Rankin. If he gets away with this, I'll shoot him on sight. Part of that money he stole belonged to me, for that herd I shipped to market. I was figuring on it to pay on the ranch mortgage.
Well, that means you'll have to rush another herd together to meet your notes.
Well, that's right. As soon as Bob and the boys get back, we'll start rounding them up.
Boy, that was really a slide, wasn't that a close one?
Said it.
Phew, gosh almighty. Where's the stranger was riding with us?
I don't know. Probably lost in that slide.
Phew, gosh.
Say, who was that guy? I never saw him before.
I ain't either. I know where I've seen that fella before.
Where?
He was one of them road agents tried to hold up the stage.
You mean one of the men you've been hunting's been riding with us all this time and you didn't know it?
Oh, I knew it all the time.
If you knew it, why didn't you do something about it?
Well, I got rid of him, didn't I?
Rid of him? Thought you was trying to catch him.
Well, that's a dangerous thing to do, to try to catch somebody when you're riding right alongside of them.
So I guess you got him right where you want him now.
Well, certainly I got him where
All
I
right,
want him.
then, where is he?
Well, how am I supposed to know? I ain't looked for him yet.
Come on, boys, let's go find Lucky.
Stick 'em up, Saunders. Don't make a false move.
I'll take that money. If you're smart, you'll let it go at that.
I'm not arguing with you. Here.
All right, get out of here before I break your neck.
Listen, Saunders. Me and you ought to stick together. We're both in the same boat.
Why, what do you
Wait a
mean
minute.
both in the same boat?
Wait a minute. Nobody gave you that money, did they? What's that got to do with you? You need a hideout. And that's what you get if you join our gang.
Any gang I join, I lead.
Oh, no, that can't be. We got a boss and take care of us if we get in a jam.
Kind of sure of yourself, ain't you?
Sure, we got connections.
I got a few of my own.
You mean you had a few? Being a ranger is one thing. Being an outlaw that was a ranger is another. You know all the ranger's tricks. You could help us outsmart him.
Hey, maybe I could at that. Who's your boss?
You'll find that out soon enough if you join up.
No, I'm getting tired of taking orders. I had enough of that when I was a ranger.
Oh, the boss ain't so hard on orders. Besides, he needs lead slingers like you. What do you say?
All right. It's a deal. Lead the way.
are, Saunders. This is the end of the line.
This is quite a hideout.
Meet the new member, boys.
Hiya, boys. What do you mean bringing a ranger in here?
Oh, you're divided up.
You want to get our necks in a noose?
Take it easy, Rogan. He ain't a ranger no more. There's proof. He held up the bank in town today and got away with the money we tried to take off the stage.
How do we know he didn't pull the job just to get in with the gang and find out where our hiding place was?
Why don't you sit down and shut up? Seems to me you're cutting in on the boss's authority. You haven't any more to say about this gang than I have.
I got plenty to say where my neck is concerned. For a plug peso, I'd let you have it on general principles.
I'll bet you would.
Hold it. Let him fight it out.
Don't look so good. Saunders has got a punch.
All right, if any of the rest of you fellas got any ideas, let's get them settled right now.
We don't want any of it, Saunders. I always thought he'd make a good-looking corpse.
I'll get you for this, Saunders. I'll be awaiting.
You're in the wrong place, aren't you, Saunders?
Well, Rankin, I've been expecting you.
It was a pretty neat trick you pulled this afternoon. But who did you think would believe it?
I thought maybe you would. You know, I should have joined up with you a long time ago. I've been a fool for working at $40 a month. This is quite a hideout you got here.
We can use him plenty. He knows all the ranger's plans, can tip us off to some rich hauls.
I've been doing all right without him.
Sure, you've been doing all right. Maybe you could do better. You know, I got a few ideas of my own. If you'd let me in the gang.
Well, Saunders, maybe I'll do just that. But if you're smart, you'll do as I say.
You name it, I'll do it.
Andrews is rounding up another big herd for market. I want you and the boys to grab it.
Wait a minute, now you're putting me on the spot. You know what I think of the Andrews family. We've been friends for years.
Yeah, I know. You and his daughter plan to get married. But that's all over now, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is. Well, over the law's deadline now, I might as well go the whole hog. It's a deal.
Good. If you come through, we'll take you in with us.
I'll come through. I'll unsaddle my horse now.
I don't trust him, boss.
Keep your eyes on him. He's playing right into my hands. This is my chance to prove the Rangers were doing the raiding. Tomorrow, when you get that herd moving, take care of him and leave the rest to me.
There's an Arizona moon.
There's an Arizona moon.
Shining bright.
Shining bright, riding high above the blue desert night.
Like some long forgotten tune.
Like some long forgotten tune.
Winds have strayed.
Winds have strayed to bring the desert serenade.
And in my dream, I can see you standing there. And the beauty of the night is like a prayer. dream.
And my lonely heart will dream
In its glow.
in its glow of a desert night and you long ago.
I can't understand why Lucky'd do such a thing.
Well, I sure can't figure it out.
Miss Jean, I wouldn't worry if I was you, you know that? Everything always works out right. You know the way I think, if a person just keeps thinking good all the time, well, it always works out right. Keep all the good coming in, well, you can't help but think good, and all of it just turns out just a nice thing. You understand what I mean, don't you?
Yes, I understand, Cannonball. I certainly hope you're right.
Well, just let it work out right, and it always does. I never have seen it fail. That's the way I think. There's a captain over there.
Good evening, Andrews. Howdy, boys.
Good evening.
Well, Captain, what'd you find out? Well, I finally got permission from the governor to sign on some deputies until he can send me reinforcements. Boys, Mr. Andrews has agreed to let you sign on with me. That is, if you want to.
Is that right, Mr. Andrews?
That's right, boys.
You mean that y'all gonna give me some help?
That's right, Corporal Cannonball.
Comfort. Yes.
Well, that's fine, Bus. Providing we can come back to punching cattle after we get this mess cleaned up.
I say it's a mess, Captain. One time I'm riding after Luck, and then the next time I'm riding after them renegades. I'm all confused, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in a mess.
That's right, Sergeant.
Sergeant, yes, sir.
Yeah, but what about that herd we rounded up, Mr. Andrews?
Well, we'll not worry about that. The captain here needs your help. Anyhow, I'd be willing to lose a dozen herds to break up that gang.
Captain, we're right with you. Ain't that right, Lieutenant?
Lieutenant? Yes, sir.
Well, that's fine. Now, you boys will have to ride in town with me tonight because we want to get an early start in the morning. We're going to scour the whole country for clues. Much obliged, Andrews. All right. See you later.
Well, so long, Mr. Andrews.
Good luck, boys.
Come on, Colonel.
Colonel. Gee, my job's getting too big for me.
Jane. Jane.
What are you doing here?
I've come for your help.
Help after what you did?
No matter what you might think, you've got to help me.
I don't see why I should.
I've staked everything to catch that band of outlaws. They're planning to raid your father's ranch in the morning. I've got to get word to Captain Randall.
Lucky, do you mean to say that you staged that robbery just to get in good with the gang?
Yes, I want you right into town, get Randall and the boys here as soon as possible.
How can I be sure that this isn't some scheme to get the Rangers out of
Jane,
town?
if you've ever trusted me, you've got to trust me now.
All right. Saddle my horse for me. What if Captain Randall doesn't believe me?
Anybody can make him believe it. You can.
Lucky came to the ranch last night. He asked that you take the boys out on the range to meet a gang of outlaws who are planning on rustling our herd.
What's that?
You've got to act at once. There's no time to lose.
Now, wait a minute. How do I know it isn't an outlaw trap? Why should I risk the lives of these boys when a renegade say so?
Lucky isn't a renegade. Oh, can't you see? He quit the Rangers and staged that holdup just to get in good with the gang. You've got to do what he asks. He'll risk his life to warn you, and if you fail him, we'll lose our cattle, and Lucky will lose any chance he ever had of smashing that gang.
That answers everything. All the time we're running Lucky down for what he did, he's only doing his duty.
I feel lower than a sidewinder for even thinking that Lucky was a renegade.
Captain, they got him over a barrel now. If we ain't on hand to grab him off just like he asked us to, they're gonna gun him down the minute they find out he double-crossed them.
We haven't any proof he's on the level. Maybe it's a plan to get us out of town so he can bust things wide open.
You've got to trust him, Captain.
Well, we're gonna do it whether you want us to or not, Captain.
All right. If that's the way you feel about it, let's start riding.
That's the herd. Nice bunch of stock. If you're looking for any help, Saunders, there won't be none.
I'm not looking for any help. So that's a pretty big herd. Must be 1,000 in there. Where do you sell your cattle?
Oh, in Apache County. You can get top prices, too. Let's take 'em, boys. The punch is getting you away. Gun 'em down.
out. You stay here.
No, I'm going with you.
Saunders, you framed us into this.
Watch your fire! Look at that, boys. That's Lucky down there. Look at him throwing that lead at them outlaws.
You boys head off the rest of them. I'll get Drag. He's probably going in town. Tell Rankin what happened. Rankin? What's he got to do with it? He's the head of the gang. Sona sprung a trap at the ranch. Him and the Rangers wiped every one of us out but me.
Kill them all?
Every last one of them. He's on my trail now.
You better clean out the safe and make it fast. Get me that bag.
This is yours, Rankin. You dropped it when you ambushed my brother.
I didn't do it. It was Drag. He was wearing my vest.
How about it, Drag? After the murder and destruction he brought into this valley, I think he got what was coming to him.
You're right there, Ranger.
We're mighty proud of the Rangers, Captain. And if we ever doubted them, it's just because we're human and make mistakes. I think most of the folks here are big enough to admit when they're wrong. Ain't that right? So that's why we got this little purse together, to send you on a vacation. Well, if anyone is entitled to a vacation, it's Lucky. He did all the work.
I'll settle for just being in charge when you're gone, Captain.
Thanks, Lucky.
Have a nice trip.
Goodbye, folks.
Bye. Say, Lucky, wait a minute. Now that you're in charge around here, does that mean I gotta go back to nursemaiding them horses again?
Why, of course not, Cannonball.
You mean I get to keep my badge?
Why, sure, even the ranger has to eat.
No kidding, boy. I feel that way right now. When do we eat?
Well, that's up to you. You're the cook.
In your heart there will be a song and you'll sing as you go along. For when you're westward bound, there's a happy road a winding. It's a trail the sun travels down.